The shrinking runtime of modern pop music is a deliberate psychological trap. This compressed design forces listeners into a loop of continuous consumption by prioritizing a repeatable hit over a finished song. Consider the track It's Me by the K-pop group ILLIT. The song racked up millions of streams almost immediately, while simultaneously generating a massive wave of intense listener frustration. Fans across the internet consistently voiced two specific complaints about the track. It barely clears the 2-minute mark, and the English lyrics border on absolute nonsense. If listeners actively identify a piece of music as incomplete and confusing, they should theoretically skip it. Instead, they hit replay. These confusing elements function as meticulously engineered triggers to hack listener engagement. The confusion peaks early in the track, with one highly specific, bizarre lyric: "Just sittin' round like tortilla." Marketers often rely on a tactic called a pattern interrupt. By injecting entirely unexpected information into a familiar context, you jolt a consumer out of a passive state of scrolling or listening. The root of this lyric is the Korean idiom susubangwan. It translates to keeping your hands in sleeves, a visual for standing idly by. By combining this traditional idiom with a Mexican tortilla, the writers created a highly absurd bilingual pun. The immediate behavioral result is highly predictable. The listener pauses the song, opens a search engine, and actively searches what they heard. Absurd lyrics operate as a mechanical tool. They force an otherwise passive listener to physically interact with the media in front of them. The lyrical bait only initiates the interaction. The track secures the loop using its highly abnormal structural weapon, a runtime of exactly 2 minutes and 18 seconds. This compares a traditional pop song structure with a hyper-palatable, incomplete structure. The bottom timeline consists entirely of hooks, finishing with a sudden stop. Your brain anticipates a musical resolution, but when the track stops cold, your dopamine circuitry is left hanging. An abbreviated song structure functions identically to highly processed fast food. It delivers a rapid chemical hit to the brain, but it lacks the nutritional volume required to make the consumer feel full. That manufactured dissatisfaction guarantees action. The listener clicks replay to chase the missing sense of finality. For a record label, a frustratingly incomplete track played 5 times yields significantly higher revenue than a perfectly satisfying track played once. The engineered passivity embedded in It's Me actually reflects the central theme of ILLIT's own EP, Mami Lapi Natapai. The album explores the concept of the lazy perfectionist, a demographic overwhelmed by endless choices, possessing a strong desire for things to happen, but waiting for someone else to make the first move. Listeners mirror this exact behavior. They write lengthy essays online expressing disdain for the shrinking length of modern music, while leaving those exact same short tracks streaming continuously in the background. This chart shows how algorithmic reality operates. The music industry completely ignores comment sections, building its strategy entirely on the raw data of climbing stream counts. As a result, the broader K-pop ecosystem is adopting this viral playbook. Other top-tier groups heavily rely on algorithmic brevity to stay visible today. As long as listeners reward structural traps with compulsive streams, the 2-minute pop song will hold its position as the dominant industry standard. The method for demanding better art isn't found in a grievance posted online. It requires recognizing the dopamine trap and making the active choice to stop hitting replay.